I've removed it's called polyglass, this tar paper-like cover from my chicken coop. What I'm going to do is build this. See, when I made this last year, it was temporary. It wasn't a finished project. And what I had planned is what I've actually halfway done. I started to put in beds and divided chambers for them to roost in. By the way, I got my second egg today finally, so that's a good thing. Obviously one is nesting in here. There's one nesting in here, which is precisely what I planned. And the guy is sleeping in the middle chamber, so that's perfect. Now, I designed this with two walls for the purpose of putting styrofoam insulation in here in between to give them an insulated living area. And since I moved last year, before winter really set in, I never finished this. So I'll have to complete this summer, so it's ready for winter. But anyway, right now I'm going to put this polyglass on the side and then drape it over so it covers this chicken coop and protects it from the elements nicer. See, there's the bunker so far. Now the sun hardly ever shines on this, so the black doesn't matter. And they've got their outdoor runway and their little trap door for inside. Now what I've done is trim the top. I never did this before. I just sort of, like I said, I sort of slapped this together and it was an unfinished project and then I moved. But anyway, I've got the sides trimmed. Now I'm going to cut the sheet here to fit the top. Now this is like rubber and tar paper stuff. Doesn't cut easy. It's very thick, which makes it perfect for this job. Is the backside panel. I'm not sure yet right now, but I think I'm going to just leave this laying here. Now I've got an 1.5 inch overhang on both sides, and I've got a nice overhang on the back and a nice slope on the front, so the rain should run down and right off here. But I think I haven't decided how to make the top door yet. I think I'm going to leave it for now so I can just slip and slide it around as needed. I'll figure that out later. But for now, anyway, it's a much improved chicken shack. I might tuck in those back corners later too. But at least they've got some shelter and shade, much better now. And also protection from the wind, and they can still be outside in the fresh air. That one board over there is sloped inwards on the other side of the door opening, and that allows some air to flow. I have other air gaps in here, but I wanted to add some extra air gap, and I had to reinforce that so the raccoon can't pull that board off. Well, I'm breaking down pallets to make garden frames. I think I'm going to have to double this one up. I'm not sure, I might be able to plant radishes and lettuce in a shallow bed like this. Is 1x4, and I do believe I can probably get away with planting some salad makings in here. Radishes, lettuce, small onions. I guess I can try it. I mean, that's what this is about, is experimenting. Speaking of salad, I think I goofed, and these don't look like radishes. That looks like, I'm going to try to say broccoli or cauliflower. My lettuce is slowly starting to grow now that the sun is out, but I can't believe how slow it is. It was in the mid-80s in here when the sun was shining, and I have to run a fan. This is plugged into a cigarette lighter. It's a Road Pro from a truck stop. I think I got it for like $17 last year, and I use it heavily in here in the heat. I also rigged up a fan here. This is one of those fans from John from the other day. It's actually pretty quiet, but it blows a nice amount of air. And this one is blowing hot air from the camper out through the top window. I have this fan on a scissor switch. Now this is all temporary because I don't even have my ceiling put together. But that shuts it off. Takes a while to spin down. And then switch it back on as needed. Oops. There you go. So that's working for me. Now I've got my Bedini motor going again, charging batteries. I've had it disconnected since I put the fridge in, and because I had a temporary cigarette lighter with alligator clips coming down from the power connectors down here and just hanging up to here, which wasn't really safe or good. And now what I've done, let me zoom in here and refocus. Sorry, it's dark in there, but now I have a cigarette lighter. I'm trying to show you here. Cigarette lighter plugged into the wall. I had to drill a hole through the wall up into the fridge compartment, run the wires down underneath and over into the electronics area. And I had to build up a frame, see that wooden piece right there. I had to bolt it through the wall with another piece of wood on the other side because this wall here had no framing behind it. And there's my cigarette lighter plug now for my experiments. And now I have my Bedini running again. All those pretty lights is just my power case. I'm eventually making a universal charging station out of that with a bunch of electronics and controls and dials. So far all I ever got was the box done. But it looks nice. Anyway, this is actually the Benini generator, just this part here, which you guys have seen in a lot of my videos. And that's what's restoring batteries. Well, I've got my 4 raised beds I finished yesterday, and I've got 2 more. Now this is a double from the pallets. I had to double it up, so that's about 7 inches high, which is fine. And this one's 4 inches. I'm thinking about experimenting with a salad garden in this one, so I'm a little over halfway there. Well, a little less than halfway, I should say, because I still have to fill these last couple beds. I want to have a 6 by 6 here. I also made a baby bed right here. I had some scrap wood left over, and I'll put some summer squash in that. The yellow summer squash. They grow fast. Well, I literally have half done now. I have 6 beds. And this one's not too bad how I planted it yesterday, but now that I have the ability, once I get more deer netting, I'm going to move a couple of these tomatoes here and give these more room, but I had to get them in the dirt. It's just been so hot, and I didn't want to lose them, and I didn't want deer to get them either, and the greenhouse was too hot for them. But now I've got my 2 new beds I just finished. Now that one's a little bit higher. It's a double because the boards were smaller. It's hard to see, it's getting dark. It was double high. So that's about 7 inches. These here are 1 by 6s. And this is about 4.5 inches. Now I've put a crown on it. It's hard to see. There you can see it. I've run it up high in the middle. And what I'll do is put lettuce and radishes around the edge, and then larger plants in the middle, maybe even a tomato or 2 up in the middle of that. And that'll be a very nice salad garden right here. Nice little salad bed. Hopefully if that doesn't sink too bad, and if I can keep it raised, I think that's a nice idea if you have smaller boards. So we'll see how that works out.